there, lovely sewing friends. I am back and I have just come on today to do a quick short video for you to explain myself really and kind of say that the vlog you're about to watch was filmed back in July, and I feel like that you need an explanation essentially as to what's going on. So yeah, I just haven't had a chance to edit it or get anything vlogged or anything done really. Life has been a bit bonkers. I've been bonkers more than anything. We've had a really nice summer actually. We've done loads of good things. We went on holiday, we had a weekend away to Bristol, we have been to loads of gigs, loads of music gigs, we went to a festival. Yeah, loads of stuff's happened. And so we've had really nice times, but I've just found that the weekends I've just, no time to do any vlogging and no time to edit anything. So yeah, that's why I have been a bit lax and not really done anything for you. So I'm really sorry. I'm apologising now, and I hope that you do enjoy the vlog you're about to see. Now it's all summer makes that I've got on there, and I'm going to call that part 1, and then I'll do another vlog which will be part 2, which is the rest of the summer makes I've made, because I have been sewing. And yeah, I've not even taken photos or put them up on Instagram, a lot of the stuff I've made. I suppose I've just been going through a little bit of a hibernation mode, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those, I did say before that I was going through a few changes physically, and this affected me emotionally, and I was really suffering with fatigue and headaches and a lot of other things. I'm getting there slowly and it's getting better. But I do have every now and again a bit of a wobbly. So I think it's just a case of trying to get the right level of meds or HRT, and it does take a while, I've been told, to get the right combination. So hopefully I am going to get a little bit better, and this is not my life now. It's just been me being ditzy and all over the place and anxious and crazy. I'm really hoping that I am going to get some sort of balance back in my life. And then yeah, work's been a bit rubbish. It's been quiet throughout the summer. And instead of just trying to let it go and just probably enjoy my time, I've allowed myself to get stressed over it, and worry. I'm a little bit of a worrier. So yeah, I think I took the wrong approach generally about work, and I've probably been a little bit lax with the rules, and so people have been taking me for granted, I suppose, and perhaps being a little bit lax with, letting me know where they're coming, paying me, etc, etc. Yeah, it's a bit of it's like life, isn't it? It's general stuff, isn't it? We all go through this, I think. I'm not alone. So yeah, I've just been really struggling to get the right balance, and I'm not very good with confrontation. I'm not very good with forcing my will, I suppose, and so I've had to really put my foot down, and I've created some new ground rules, which seems to be working. I'm doing it now for this September, and I've said, like, this is it now, these are the new rules, and so far people have responded quite well to it. So I'm really hoping that this is going to continue, because it's really made my life a lot easier this past month. I felt less stressed, and I feel like I'm not constantly in fight or flight, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm learning as I'm going, even though I've been doing this for like 25 years. You'd think I'd have learnt by now, but I haven't. But anyway, I really hope you liked the vlog that you're about to see, and I just wanted to come on and explain a little bit that I've not gone anywhere. I'm still here, I'm still planning on vlogging. And yeah, so I'm going to say goodbye now, let you watch the vlog. I really hope you enjoy it. If you do like it, please give me the thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And I look forward to hearing your lovely comments. And I shall see you soon. Bye. Hello there, my name is Anita, and this is my sewing channel, Sewing Yogi. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me today. So I have been AWOL for about 2 months or so. That wasn't intentional, as it never is, but I do apologise. So yeah, I've just been doing the sewing but not doing the vlogging. And you've probably been wanting to maybe see this dress that I am now wearing, and you may have wanted to find out how I got on with sewing it up and what I did about the bra situation. If you do follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the pictures I put up of my holiday. When I was on holiday, I wore this and took a few snaps. And it got a really good response. So I'm really pleased that lots of people liked it. So I wanted to talk about this today, but also tell you up to this point what I've been sewing, because I think I've lost track. I don't know where I was up to with regards to the months. So I'm just going to show you what I've made up until now and start on a clean slate from that point on. So I'll try and get through everything as quickly as possible. I haven't got loads to talk about, so hopefully it won't be too long, this video. But yeah, so, and also I wanted to say thank you as well for the amazing messages I received from a previous vlog when I was discussing my kind of like, you know, all my ailments and problems and that I was experiencing. Thank you for your lovely, lovely comments, and it's really helped me to feel like I'm not completely going mad and I'm on my own. So yeah, thank you for that. And I will get on with talking about what I have sewn. So this dress that I'm wearing is the Darla dress by True Bias, and I bought this pattern straight away as soon as I saw it, with the intention of sewing it straight up, which I've never done before. I've never bought a pattern and sewn it up straight away. It's a new thing for me. I've always wanted to kind of wait it out and see what other people's versions look like first. But I really wanted to wear it for my holidays, so I did get it made, and I you know, obviously, as I've said, it's been worn. So what I did first was made a very basic toile of this, just a mock-up of just the bodice itself, so I could get a gauge of what I needed to do. And I did need to do some changes. I needed to move the darts, so I've moved the bust darts down by 3/4 of an inch, and then I moved the waist darts into centre front, again 3/4 of an inch. And then I moved the straps because I felt that they were slightly off, which is always the case usually with straps. I think I moved those over by 1.5 centimetres, and I think again I moved them towards centre front because I'm quite small across this area here. I'm just looking down here for my notes, sorry if I keep looking down. And the elastic that goes in on the waist, it was quite long and I had to take that in quite a lot. So all in all, I think when I actually made it, I felt like there was just a few tweaks that I needed to do. I made the size between the 4 and the 6, and I really didn't need to do that. Even though you've got this kind of detail where it sort of wraps around the back here, my side seams were much further back. So it, you know, I mean, it's still not quite dead center. So I definitely think the 4 would have been better. And when you pull that back tightly, the side seams just kind of move back. So I did take it in as much as I could without ruining the pattern, but I think it probably needed to be a little bit more in there, because I do feel like it's doesn't quite tighten as much as I would like. And I have kind of got this technique where I sort of like tilt myself forwards and then pull it really tightly. But yeah, it just feels a little bit loose for me still, but that's fine. It's okay, it's wearable. So I did take the sides in by 1/4 of an inch. So with the bra idea that I had, I was originally thinking of putting a bra shelf in, but then it is lined inside, so I didn't feel that that was going to work. Other than putting the lining in a different way, or, you know, like making it look a little bit, I thought it was just going to make it look a bit messy inside generally. So I went out and I went and purchased a very inexpensive bra from an inexpensive shop here in the UK, which is called Primark. And I think they're something like £3, £3.50. They're so cheap. They're just t-shirt bras. And I bought a size that was, because at the time I was kind of in between 2 sizes. So I bought 2 sizes. And I played around with which one would work. So I essentially just cut the straps off and I left the part that's right in the center of the bra, and then I left the underwire in, because I felt like if I didn't have that, I would have just, it wouldn't have really kept the shape I wanted it to keep. Kind of positioned it so that the dress was on inside out, put the bra on to where I felt like it needed to it, and then just pinned it in place, and then, you know, took it back off, stitched it in with just a few tacking stitches, like a few different places to make it, you know, hold in, and then put the lining down and then sealed it. So essentially it's encased in that lining and you can't see it from the inside. I've taken it off so that I could show you the inside of the lining, and it is encased in there, and you can probably just work out that's my bra in there, which I've stitched in to the lining. But yeah, you can't see it, so it's perfect really. And I've washed it and it's still in place, hasn't moved. Thought those stitches might not hold, but they were fine. And essentially it has worked, because I feel like it gives me shape, and the idea was that I wanted to have that sort of the correct silhouette, if that makes sense, while I'm wearing it. So everything else, I think, was pretty much straightforward. The tutorial for this is amazing. So True Bias have done a tutorial over on their channel. There were a few tricky parts in it, I thought, that I was confused about with the instructions. So having that tutorial was so beneficial. But yeah, generally I loved making this, and I will make another. I will make the jumpsuit. I'll probably make another dress first and then do the jumpsuit. I may even make a version where I don't put the bra in. I don't know whether it would be worth it. I would probably have to change all the darts again, and yeah, it would look completely different, but it might still work. So it's probably one that I might do another time, though, next year or sometime in the future, not now. I've got other things that I want to do now. So I shall stop waffling and I shall stand back and let you see it. You might not be able to see it brilliantly, so I am going to put the pictures in the corner of me wearing it when I was on holiday, and I'll probably put them at the end as well. Okay, so you might just be able to see this. Just trying to get the camera right in this room is a bit of a nightmare. So I'm standing on my little step, so you can try and see the bottom at least, or a little bit of the bottom. So I'll just come a bit closer so you can see the bra is fitted in here, and you can just about see the underwiring, but I don't think it looks really awful. I feel like it looks, you know, like wearable. No one would notice that. You could just be wearing a bra underneath as well, eventually. And then, as you can see, there's the back detail. It has that lovely elastic that goes along the bottom. And you've got your tie there and your pieces that you pull in, and it's not too bad to get on and off if you just kind of keep it loosely tied so it doesn't, the straps don't come out completely. That's always the way I put it on. And yeah, there's the pockets, and I love it. It's really, really cute. And this was again probably a little bit loose when I first made it, but I've just pulled it in. It is just literally a length of elastic. It's really easy to get that detail to work as well. I'm just making sure that they're straight. They're probably not straight, but yeah, so I love it. I really love it. It's really pretty, really nice dress. I'm glad that I've managed to work out this area here and that, so it works for me. But I do feel that perhaps lots of people were maybe put off by this pattern because of the fact that you can't wear a bra with it. So yeah, it's another alternative if you fancy trying to give it a go. It's really easy to do and it's not expensive. But yeah, I really like it, and the fabric as well, if you can see, it's shells, which I thought was very appropriate for my holiday. But yeah, so this is the Dana dress by True Bias, and I love it. On to this next one that I've made. I have made this pattern before. I love this pattern. I've made it twice before. I've also made it for a friend, and I just thought I was going to make this one because the warmer weather that we're having calls for this particular dress. I love it. I've been wanting to make this version for a while now. This is the maxi length version. I've made 2 of the shorter length, and I'm looking at them again now. I'm not that keen on them, but I think it's mainly because I'm just preferring maxi length at the moment, and so I wanted to make this version. So this is, and I'll just get the pattern so I know the number. So this is McCall's, and let's have a look. It is 7405. And like I said, I've made the shorter version, this one here, but I've actually made the longer version with the split and the waist tie. There is 2 other versions, which I think one has elasticing and the other one has this kind of dipped hem, but I prefer the longer version with the split. And I love this pattern. This fabric I bought a couple of years ago now, I would say, and I bought it from Minerva. And I think they had 2 colourways. I did use the first colourway, which is a pinky sort of reddy colour flower, which I think I used for a blouse. And then, yeah, I have recently, I think, got rid of that blouse because I know it weren't being worn. So I was a bit of a shame because I really loved this fabric. But I still had the blue version, so I bought both colourways because I couldn't decide. And I've made this, and I think it's perfect, absolutely perfect for this particular pattern. Now, I think originally I bought the pattern in the wrong sizes. So I bought it in the, I think it's large to extra large. And I hadn't realised, and obviously it'd gone past the date of me being able to send it back. So what I actually did was grade the pattern down. And I found a tutorial on YouTube to learn how to grade down. It's much easier, I think, to grade down than it is to grade up, but I think it still can be done. I think it's just a bit harder. But I graded down to an extra small. I think originally I made it extra small, but this time I chose to just make a small. Yeah, so I've made it in this lovely viscose, and that's about it pretty much. I shall stand back and let you see it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did to this. Not really. It's a straightforward pattern. You can make this in an hour. It's so easy to make, and it's perfect for holidays, perfect for summery days like it is today. And yeah, I shall stand back and let you see it. Okay, so this is the dress, and it is just a tie around the neck, and you have a little tie to cinch it in that you make. And essentially it's as long and a maxi length, and then you have this lovely split up the side, which doesn't go too high. It's just roughly above your knee, which I think is perfect, and it's swishy and so comfortable. I love it. The back is exactly the same pretty much as the front, where you have a tie at the back, but you have got this keyhole detail here right in the back of the neck there. And again, like I say, it's so simple to make. It's super comfortable. I absolutely love it. Obviously without the tie, you can wear it without the tie if you want to just let yourself be all free and swishy. My friend that I've made this for really adores this pattern, and she's always comments on it's her staple one that she takes on holiday with her because it just keeps you so cool. I think it's because it has that really nice low dipped arm side here. And this one, I feel completely fine wearing this without the bra. Now it's interesting, I think it's just certain patterns. This one I feel fine without the bra. I think it doesn't matter if you haven't got a bra on with this one. It doesn't seem to, you don't feel like you need, because you wouldn't want to really if you were in a super hot place. But I think it's the shape of it as well. I think there's certain necklines that you need to have some or more form or more structure, if that makes sense. And I was thinking about this with the Dala and while I was on holiday. And I think it's anything where you've got a halter neck, I think it's totally fine not to have a bra on. And then anything with a sweetheart or a V-shaped neckline, totally again, you can get away without a bra. And I don't know why, but it just seems like that's the rules for me anyway. I don't know whether it is for anyone else, but it just seems like the rules for me that that's okay. But anyhow, the only thing I would like is that I wish I still had pockets, but you can't have everything. But it is super comfy and I love this. There's nothing really else to say. I think on the sizing, I made an extra small on the neckline and the chest, and then went to a small down for the hip area, my bottom area, which is the largest part of me. But yeah, and you know, like I say, I alter the pattern quite easily. It's very simple pattern to make this one. So that is McCall's. Let me just check the number again. It's rubbish. So that's McCall's 7405. So on to my next make. Okay, so for my next make, I have made a t-shirt dress, and it's the first one I've ever made. I've never made a t-shirt dress before. I've made t-shirts, but not an actual dress, and I think it's because I've been put off by them, thinking they just wouldn't suit me, which is usually the case. So yeah, I have made this particular t-shirt, which I've made before, and it's actually called the Shannon Collection, I should say, by Simple Sew. I don't even think they do this pattern anymore. But if you've got this pattern, it's a really lovely pattern, and it does some really amazing trousers, which I've still yet to make. That's on my list to make. And then obviously the t-shirt dress, and you can probably see it's a kind of grown on sleeve. It doesn't look that impressive, but when you make it, it feels really nice on. It's a really nice fit. Now the last time I made the t-shirt, I felt that the arms were really tight on me. So I wanted to increase the size of that circumference there. Just felt that you know, it was a little bit snug, let's say. And the rest of it I felt like was okay. It fitted me really nicely. So I just graded out slightly to a medium, I think, for those sleeves. So I think I did a small for the whole thing, and then I've graded out to a medium. And then I think I graded out to a medium for the hips and the rest of it, just because I thought it's got to go over my bum. So I don't want it to look really tight. I'll just be awful. So anyway, yeah, that's what I did. And I made it out of this fabric, which I got off eBay years ago. And I think they only had 1.5 meters left. So I really wasn't sure I'd actually get this out, but I did manage it just. And because obviously I'm quite short in stature, I didn't need as much fabric, and it still feels okay, like a nice comfortable length on me. So pretty much that's it. This is like it's a viscose jersey, so it's not cotton jersey, it's a viscose jersey, but actually I was surprised because I thought the quality of it was going to look really rubbish. Thought it was just going to look a bit, but it actually has turned out really nice, and it looks lovely, and it's really nice and soft and drapey, and looks great, I think. Anyway, I'll just stand back and let you see it. I'm wearing it with the belt, and I couldn't decide which belt colour to go with, so I've got a white belt and then a black belt, so I'll try both on just for a little dress up. So I'll just show you the detail of the pattern, just little flowers on there. And I did decide to top stitch on the sleeves, but I didn't top stitch along the neckline. I just prefer not to have that top stitched. I've got the black belt on with it, and I shall stand back so you can see the length of it. It just hits just above my knee, and I was actually really impressed with this. I thought it looked really sweet. I quite like the feeling of it. It's very comfortable. And yeah, I really like it. I like the sleeves, that they're just a little grown on sleeve, quite flattering, I think. And I like the neckline. It's almost like a boat neckline. So yeah, that's it with the black belt. I wasn't sure. Let's try it on with the white belt. I think it might look better with a white belt actually, but we'll see. Okay. That's it. So I think it looks better with a white belt, maybe a bit more summery. Don't know. Yeah, there's no little hook thingy to put that into. But yeah, so yeah, maybe it looks better with a white belt, a bit more summery. Again, I probably wouldn't wear it without the belt. I'm not quite sure. I like my waist to be cinched in a little bit. So it probably would be fine to wear it without the belt, but I just prefer it to have a little bit more of a cinch in there. And there's really not anything else to say about this other than it's a really lovely pattern. And I'm just definitely going to make another one because I feel it's really comfortable and nice to wear. It's not probably coming up that deep red on camera, but it is a very deep red and it's a really lovely colour. Yes, that is from the Shannon collection from Simple Sew. So for my next make, this is a pattern that I saw back in April with the Sew April Blouse 24 competition. And I had seen the pattern before, but I glanced over it and really, I think I dismissed it just because I thought it was not going to suit me. Then I saw Ruan's from the Yorkshire Sew Girl wearing her version on Instagram and just fell in love with it and just thought it looked amazing and beautiful on her. So I went immediately and bought it. I'm just such a sucker. So this is the Regalia Blouse by Soho 7. And yeah, what can I say? I love it. I absolutely love it. I am so pleased I purchased it now. Again, I wouldn't have known that it suited me until I'd made it, to be honest. And I think it's because I'd seen lots of versions of it made in a stiffer, more firmer fabric, you know, and I just thought, oh, that's too big for me. That's just too, you know, like I don't look that great, I don't think, with things being too big around the top area, just because I'm short. So made it some viscose, and it's this lovely ditzy print viscose that I again purchased from, you're never gonna guess, bought it from the market. Because I buy all my fabrics from the market. I'm really sorry everybody, but that's where it came from. But yes, so just trying to get that to balance on there. Yeah, I really love with it. Now I made a size, I think 4 to 6. So I made a 4 on the neckline and then 4 down, I think, for the chest, and then I graded out to, I think, a 6. No, 6 for the chest and then down straight to just to a 6. But of course, as soon as I'd made it, I realised I should have just made a size 4. My seam lines are just going past my shoulders slightly. I did measure that before I cut it out and thought, it could be okay, it could be too big, but I just thought, well, it's fine, I'll just go with a little bit bigger. But yeah, I could have just done a 4, but it doesn't look that bad, I don't think. It kind of, you know, looks like it's supposed to. And yeah, so next time I think I've already adjusted the pattern pieces, so it's just basically making a 4 next time. It's a really beautiful pattern though. It comes together so lovely. I would definitely suggest using the tutorial to do this area here, which is the yoke at the top. For the top, front and back, sorry, because when it got to the pattern instructions for this part, I was a little bit confused, but they have got that video in there, so you can go on YouTube and have a look at it, and I had to watch it on slow-mo, real slow-mo, because I was very confused as to how this worked, but you know, I got it eventually. It's totally fine. And then the rest of it came together really quickly, really lovely. I just adore the sleeves. I really love them. I did have to take some off for the sleeves. I think, what did I take off for the sleeves? So just 1.5 inches for the sleeves, because it is meant to just sit above your elbow. And then for the bodice, I think I took off 2 inches, just so it sat kind of above my hips. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really need to do anything else with it. I adore this. I'm going to make more of them because I think it's such a lovely blouse. I'm really pleased that I managed to make a few blouses back in April with the competition. And this one I wanted to try and get made for the end of it, but I just didn't get it made by the end of April. So I got it made kind of like beginning of May time. So that just shows you how long it's been since I've vlogged. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to stand over there and you can see the full thing. So I have made the version with the tie. because again, I like to be cinched in, but you can probably see there's a lot of fabric there. And so it's, you know, a nice pattern if you want to have something that's quite loose fitting and really comfortable. I think it looks lovely in viscose, just floats and drapes beautifully. I'll show you without the tie. It is quite, you know, like I say, it's quite a lot of fabric there. I do prefer it with the tie, and I will definitely make it again. In this keyhole detail that we've got right at the back here, and you've got your tie to sort of tie up at the back is lovely as well. And like I say, that's is done on a burrito style, so that's why the tutorial is really handy, because of that keyhole detail. With doing the burrito, it was quite confusing, and it is a bit fiddly trying to sew that right at the end. It's hard to explain, but you kind of almost have to stitch as far as you can go up to that point towards the keyhole detail, and then you kind of have to do it by hand because there's no way you can get your machine through it. But yeah, so I'll just put yourself back there. But yeah, I loved it. I love making it, and it was a dream. I was unsure of what to do with the collar. I thought this maybe should be perhaps more fitted, but then from all the pictures I've seen on Instagram, it is kind of like a bit more looser. Glad I've done it that way now, because it just feels not too, you know, restrictive or claustrophobic. If you enjoyed watching this vlog today, please do give me the thumbs up, and of course if you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back to me and your patience and your loyalty, and I really hope you're all doing really well, and you get some sewing done and you're loving life. And yeah, thanks for coming back to me, and I shall hopefully see you again really soon. Take care everybody, and sending you loads of love. Bye.